welcome to this session. We are going to talk about pointers, and in this video we are going to learn all the basics that we need to get started with pointers. So I'm using dev C++. In simple terms, that is dev bloodshed. So I'm going to create my project, then console, give it project 3, project 4, then I say okay. Here they will request me to save it, which is that. So I'm done creating my project. So the next step is we are going to come and then we declare the standard that we are going to be using for our program. So for this case we are going to using namespace std, and here we shall be dealing with the variable itself. So we are going to for us to get started with the pointers, first of all we need to know what a pointer is, and for our case a pointer is a variable that points. A pointer is a variable whose value is the memory address of another variable, and the variable is a memory address. So to get started with the pointers, first of all we need to declare a variable. As we have said that a pointer is a variable whose value points to another variable. So let's create our variable. So we are going to say int, give this age. So what we are doing is declaring the variables. So I'm going to have like 3 variables. That's the first one. So I'm going to have the next one, which is going to be a string, give this name. Then we shall have finally another one which will be a double. So this one I'm going to call it GPA. Let me put it in small letters, which is GPA. Then terminate. So this is the first step of creating our variables, actually declaring our variables. So the next step here is going to be to create a pointer. Since we have said the pointer is a variable whose value points to the memory address of another variable. So one thing we need to know about about pointers is that a pointer takes up the data type of the variable it's pointing to. So a pointer of age is going to have the data type of int. So we shall have this asterisk, then declare variable age, like that. Then we equate it to, we are going to equate it to the address of the variable, which is going to be upper thand. Is it here? Sorry, the upper thand of age. And what upper thand is for is to show us the memory address of the variable. So we are going to we do the same thing to our name. So we've said it takes up the data type of the variable, so we are going to have string, then asterisk p. Come on, give this is a name, equate it to upper thand of name. Come to the next one, which is going to be a double. this one also is going to be asterisk p, then this is GPA, so we shall come and put it GP A equal to upper third of GP A. So in so doing, we have actually created our pointers for the age, name, and also for the GPA. I think it's better here I just initialize these values. So let me give age a value which is 22, then I come to the name, I also initialize it to a value which is going to be, give it my name which is Ivan, then coming to the GPA, I also give it an initialize it to a value which is going to be 4.42. Then what we have done here is creating pointers for each of the variables. So the main points to note about pointers is that the pointers, as we have seen, the pointers for the age, name, and also the GPA are going to be the values without the asterisk. This value here is the pointer for the age, which is this 22, because this p age is pointing at the memory address of the age. It's not actually the asterisk of the p age that is pointing to the memory address of age. So if we are to print out the values of each of these, we shall have to get different values that can explain the p age, and also when we include asterisk a p age. So here we shall have, say, p age. Let me actually do this. P age is, then we give this p age, coming to this, say, end line, terminate. Allow me use the same thing here. So when we use asterisk p age, you want to check out the difference between the two when we print out these two variables, because if you have p age, this is a pointer pointing to the value, pointing to the memory address of age, it's not actually the value of age, but it's pointing to the memory address of age. So when we print out this, we expect to get a value that is in hexadecimal for p age, and then we expect to get an integer for asterisk p age, that is going to be the age up here. What this means is that this p, actually asterisk p age, is that we are dereferencing our variable. Our variable age is 22. The value of age is 22, and then when we dereference it, we shall still get the same value, which is 22. So if I do this to check out for the difference, we can see it. Age is that. Then I come and I also print out age. So we expect to get three values. We expect to get the pointer for age, and also together we expect to get the value when we dereference age, then we expect to get the real age of the variable. So when we compile and run, this is going to be, let me call it main2. When we compile and run, come on. So as you can see, when we compile and run, we are getting, I didn't leave some space, allow me do this, leave some space. So when we compile and run, compile and run, here it is, we are getting the exact value of the memory address of the edge where that pointer is pointing. And also when we use asterisk p edge, we expect to get the value of edge. And then when we use edge, still we are getting the same value, which is 22. As you can see here, we have 22 and also here 22. So that means that asterisk p edge is dereferencing, and then edge is printing out the exact value without dereferencing the variable. Then p edge, since we have said it's a pointer, so it's pointing to the memory address of the edge. So we can check out the I think this explains the difference between the three. We have edge, we have asterisk p edge, and then we have also p edge. So we can do the same thing to the rest of the variables. So when I get this, copy it down, I copy it here, also this, let me give it some space. So this is going to be for the name, and also this is name. Let me do this, I copy it, just that. And then we also come to the last one, which is this GPA. Come paste it there, I paste it here also, then finally paste it here, also this side I paste it there, then paste it there, finally I do that. So this is GPA. So when we compile and run, we are going to get actually 9 values. The first one is going to be for the edge, that's going to be the memory address of edge. Then we get the memory address of the name, then we get the value of also the memory address of the GPA. Then we shall dereference the memory address to get the value of the GPA as well as the value of the name. When you dereference the pointer of edge, still you shall get the value of the edge. So for this first one, which is the edge, we shall get 22 when we dereference the pointer. When we dereference the point of name, we shall expect to get the name, which is Ivan. Then when we dereference the GPA, actually the pointer for GPA, we shall expect to get the GPA, which is 4.2. So when we compile and run, let's check out what we are getting. So these are the values we are getting. The first one for the GPA, sorry, for the edge, as we had it earlier, we had something of this value that I can't read out, which is in hexadecimal. That's the value of the physical address of the edge. Then we have also this, which is the value of the pointer when we dereference the pointer. Then also we have this, which is the age. Then we come to this, which is the value of the pointer for the name. Then we come to this, which is the value of the pointer when we dereference the pointer. We get the value, which is Ivan for the name. Then actually we print out the actual name. Then lastly we come to the GPA. The value of the pointer pointing to the value of the GPA is this, which is 0x24FE08. Then we come also to the value of the GPA when we dereference the pointer. Then we also come to the actual value of the GPA, which is 4.42. So with this, what we mean by all of this is that this is the variable that we have, this is the pointer that we have created for the GPA, and also this is the pointer that we have created for the name. Then finally this is the pointer that we have created for the age. But the actual pointer of the age or of these values is that for age we have page is the actual pointer of the age, not the whole of this, which is asterisk page. Then the value of the pointer of age is the pointer for name is pname, not actually asterisk pname. And also finally the pointer for the GPA is pGPA, not asterisk, what am I doing, not asterisk pGPA. And then this ampersand stands for the location of the GPA. This ampersand stands for the location, for the address of the GPA, not the value of the GPA. So when we have something like this shall always mean that that value is standing for the address of that variable. So ampersand is basically standing for the address of the operator. So with this, I think we can move on to the next step in the next video, and that's going to be arrays. So see you for now. Goodbye.